everyone, this is Will with Greenshades Software. I'm a sales account executive over here. Pleasure speaking to all of you today. I've been working with Jeff here for the past year. Like he said, there's already a number of CSA clients using our products. And he feels it's a good fit for kind of client base at large. So what I'm going to show today is the Greenshades Online Employee Portal. And that's kind of what you're seeing on the screen here. So we, give you a little backtrack about Greenshades. We've been in the Microsoft space for 20 plus years, kind of gap filling, supplementing GP payroll. So we do have a direct integration into GP. We're able to read all of your payroll data, and we do have a bi-directional feed. So not only can we pull information to post it online for your employees, we can streamline a lot of kind of basic employee changes and feed it back into Great Plains after you approve it. That way it's going to kind of cut down on the manual entry you have to do. So what you're looking at here is Greenshades Online. This is the administrator portal. I'm also going to be showing the employee side of things. And we do have a mobile app, so your employees can access their account via mobile app. So you're going to be able to log in here as an administrator. You can set up as many administrators as you'd like, whether they're super global admins or limited admins based on different types of responsibilities that you're able to set up. So let me click here to my home page. So once we log in, this would be Greenshades Online. Up top is kind of our navigation bar. If there's anyone on this call who has multiple companies, we fully support that. We have a little drop down here. We'd be able to look at all of your companies. This is just the homepage, really just kind of making sure that numbers reports are available to you right here on the homepage. So I can see a thing like, employee pay history, how many employees you have active, ACA inspection, year-end forms, just kind of an area for you to look at some quick information. Now, we have a direct integration into GP. So for all of your existing employees, we're going to be able to pull that information, create their accounts, link it to them. You'll set up some security identity confirmation to get them in. For anyone who's interested, we do have an onboarding solution for your new hires. So that's where I'm going to start off today. So through our onboarding module, we're able to streamline that process. We can collect all of the employee information and then push that information into Great Plains and actually create the employee card for you, so you're not having to do that yourself. So with our solution, you're able to create multiple onboarding workflows. So you could have a workflow set up for new hires in payroll or HR or operations, hourly employees, management. You can really segment it as many different ways as you'd like to. That way, when you hire an employee who kind of fits that description, you have the necessary workflow set up. And all you have to do is get them out the custom URL link. Now, the workflow is very easy to set up. So in the workflow, you're mapping their default GP values, which everything we pull. So you can put in their position, location, department, class, pay code, who their supervisor is, employment type, full-time, part-time. The benefit of this is you're setting it up once in the workflow. That way, every employee that goes through this workflow, once you approve it, we're going to sync it back into Great Plains and create the employee card with all the necessary information the employee gave you, but then all these back-end default GP values. So instead of having to create an employee card for the millionth time that year and information, you can do it once in the workflow and you're good to go. Now, once you map all the default values, then you're going to put in the multiple steps for that employee to actually complete. So the things we have set up in our system is a human resource profile, an I-9 with E-Verify, direct deposit, both federal and state withholding forms, and we offer a custom document module. And this is where you can upload your custom document. So think about your, policies, your handbooks, waivers, really any sort of document you want that employee to complete during onboarding, you can upload as a custom PDF. Employees can electronically sign off on it. We also offer a fillable PDF. So if you'd like to create a fillable form where employees can type in values or responses or choose from a list of choices, we fully support that. And there's no limit. So if you have 50 custom documents, that you have as part of your onboarding process, you can upload those documents and have the employees complete them. Now, once the workflow is set up, it creates its own custom URL link. So once you've decided to hire an employee, the easiest thing to do is click their email address, email it to them. That way they can have all their onboarding paperwork done before they even show up. You're not having to spend time, that part of your orientation, you can knock that out before they even show up. Or, if it's better, if you do it through an orientation or, sit them down at their workstation or a manager's computer, however you like to do it, you'll just have to get this link in front of them. If I click this link here, it's going to take them to the Greenshades kind of employee side of things. So you'll be able to brand it as your own homepage. It'll say your company name. You can also upload your own image or logo, as well as change the color scheme, make it feel like your own website. Now here's where the employee can create their account with us. Just that way, when they need to log on, after they've been onboarded to do things like update information or retrieve pay stubs, things of that nature, they have their account created. I'm going to go ahead and skip my account creation. The first step here is kind of new employee information. You can see I have my name, my social, date of birth, address. What's nice about this is once the employee completes this information, it's going to populate in all the rest of the forms, really make onboarding go quick for the employee. Also going to allow you to be confident that all the information is uniform. So you're not getting different addresses, different spelling. Everything will be nice and neat for you. Okay. On this next page here, it's going to prompt me to put in an email address. That way the Greenshade system can alert employees via email notifications. So once again, things like a pay stub or tax form has been posted online, or maybe you updated the company policy and need everybody to sign it. We can send email alerts to your employees notifying of that. So here we're going to get into the HR profile piece. You can see from that very first screen that I filled out. So here's my name, last name, social, date of birth. I can complete my middle, gender, ethnic, and marital status information. You can require these fields or leave them optional. So I have it set to optional, but if it was required and I tried to hit next, I wouldn't be able to move on. I'd be prompted to fill out this information. Here we have mailing address as well as contact information, so phone numbers, emails. Here's where employees can put in their dependent information, as well as emergency work contact information. And then here we'll just post their work location for them. Next, we're getting into an example of a custom document. So like I said, any sort of PDF you can upload. The employee can read it over. They can download a copy, print it out. You can put whatever type of legal language you hold them to right here. And then we're capturing their electronic signature. Now, we also offer that fillable form option. So if you would like employees to be able to type onto the form itself, enter in values, responses, choose from a list of choices, that's fully supported in the system. And if we're going to do Q&A at the end, but if you have questions right now, go ahead and type them. That way you don't lose your train of thought. So feel free to go ahead and type questions. This would be the direct deposit. So this is where employees can set up their direct deposit. There's no limit on the amount of accounts. So if an employee has multiple accounts, they can certainly enter in that information. They'll put in their routing account number, whether it's checking, savings, they can define how much money they want to go in each account, through percentage, dollar amounts for remainders. We do have instructions that kind of show what, a bank routing account number should look like. You can also have them upload images. So they could upload an image of a voided out check, or take a screenshot of their mobile banking information that would have the account routing number. That way you have those images to make sure the information they entered up top here is correct. Now we do verify the routing number. So if I come in here, this should show as a unknown. So here it's showing me this is not an accurate routing number. And again, it prompts me we're unable to validate this information. Do I need to take a look at it or would I like to submit it? So I'll go ahead and submit it. Here is the I-9. So the employee fills their portion of the I-9 here online. You still need to verify the documents in person, but on our administrator site, which I'll circle back to, is where you can put in that document information, certify it, and send it off for e-verify if you'd like. So this is just the employee completing their portion. So here I'm just going to put in I'm a citizen, and then I'll put in my social security number. Okay. Here we get into the W-4. So it's going to prompt me the federal W-4 form first. So again, it's a fillable form. So the employee will come in here, they'll complete the form, fill out whatever information they need to. We do have a link to the IRS right here for instructions. Down below, I have a little checkbox acknowledging that, the best of my knowledge, it's correct. And again, I'll put in my electronic signature. Next, we're going to show a suggested state W-4. So on the workflow itself, you can map out, you can put in the employee's work location. That's going to prompt them to fill out a suggested state W-4 based on that work location. But we do have all available state withholding forms. So the employee can click here and fill out whatever information they need to. And then last here, they can put in their preference on how they receive their tax format year-end. So we can post both the W-2 and the 1095-C electronically, or the employee can request a physical copy. So they just need to be able to view this code here and enter in the information. So I'll go ahead and prompt that I'd like to receive it online electronically through Greenshades. And you'll have access to the report, so you'll be able to see who's opted into what. You can send out reminders. You can prompt employees, to opt in if they haven't. So from the employee perspective, I'm all done here. I can't access my account though until you actually approve it. So I'll have to come back to Greenshades at a later time once it's approved. Now, if we come back to the administrator page and I come to our employees tab, that's where you can see all this information. So you can see here, scroll down, we have new hires, all these nice red notifications alerting you that something has happened. We do send out email alerts if you want to sign up as an admin. That way you can be notified every time something is submitted to you. If I come to new hires, it's pretty instantaneous, so we should see myself right here. So here we go, February 10th, yep, onboarding completed. So then as an admin, I'll come in here and review that information. So here's what the employee has completed. You're going to have to put in the employee ID code, or we can set it up where it can create the next logical order. Here's more information the employee completed, so contact information, demographic information, and then last here, all the default GP values are mapped on the workflow. If you do need to make a one-off adjustment, maybe the employee negotiate a slightly higher pay rate than what you have in the workflow, you can update any of these fields and it won't affect the workflow creation. So once I hit create new, what's going to happen is next time our software syncs to Great Plains, it's going to create the employee card. Our settings are to be run on scheduled frequency, so they can be set on any schedule you'd like. We can do a manual sync at any time, and we have an automatic trigger where we're scanning every 15 seconds between Greenshades and GP to look for updates. So that will create the employee card, and then here's where you can go through all these steps the employee went through and make approvals. So as you approve their W-4 and direct deposit, we will sync those down to Great Plains, so we'll make sure the correct allowances are being withheld, and we'll set up their direct deposit. Also, the I-9 will check off the I-9 box. And then all the documents here will live on our side. And you can split this up based on, admin responsibilities. So payroll is in charge of direct deposit W-4s, and HR is in charge of I-9 custom documents. That's certainly something you can configure in our system. I'll give you an example here of the I-9. So I click Review I-9. It's going to pull up what the employee filled out. So here's the employee form. Next, I'm going to put in that documentation. So again, whoever viewed the documentation is going to fill this portion in. We do have that availability through our manager center. So you'll put in, passport or driver's license, whatever type of form it is. You can even upload pictures. So you can take a picture and upload it. And then from there, you'll certify the I-9. And if you'd like, we do have e-verify options. So you can send it to e-verify and you get the results sent right back here through e-verify. And then I'll show you more of the approvals and the other modules as I get into the employee portal. But that is the onboarding for you. So we do act as an extension of kind of the Great Plains employee card. So this is kind of the employee personnel file on our side. So I'm able to look at employment information, personal information, pay history, documents they've completed. We have a whole host of services we offer here. So here, it's kind of one area for payroll and HR to look at information. But what I'm going to do is log in and impersonate an employee and show you the employee portal. So this is where your existing employees will be logging on to look and retrieve information. So this is the Greenshades employee portal, mobile friendly. So we do have a mobile app, both Apple and Android. They can access their account. Up top would be kind of all the easy navigation bars for the employee. This is the home screen. So kind of things to point out, we do have a task and notification section. So as an admin, you can task things out. Maybe you updated a new document you want them to complete, and has a certain due date. You can task it out. We'll notify the employee. We also have notifications, like I alluded to, things like pay stub online, tax form, PTO being approved, things of that nature. We have a quick link of kind of their most recent pay stub. You can set up an employee organizational chart as well as directory. We can show coworkers taking time off. And then here we have an employee discount program. You'll see we do offer a timekeeping system, but most CSA clients don't use that. I believe they use, the JEF system for more of the project accounting. So up top, I'll kind of go through these different modules for you. So here's that HR profile piece you saw there in onboarding, but it is accessible to the existing employees. So perhaps an employee has, changed their marital, they got married and they moved over the weekend. Instead of having to bother a manager, fill out paperwork, send it up the chain, it gets to you, you can't read it, you have to have communications. Simply refer them to Greenshades Online. They can come in here, they can see what information you have on file, and then request a change. Everything goes through a workflow approval, so it can go from employee to manager to admin, or straight from employee to admin. So again, maybe an employee got married over the weekend and they're moving, they can come in here, they can update their address and then submit it to you for approval. If you do approve it, then we're going to sync it back into Great Plains so you don't have to manually adjust anything. Same thing if they gained or lost a dependent or want to put new emergency work contacts, they can come here and fill that information out. Now here's the pay history tab. So this is where they can come to see their earning statements. So once you process payroll in Great Plains, we'll pick up that information. You'll put in some logic in our system of when you want earning statements to go online. So whether it be the day hits their bank account or day before or whatever you'd like. You'll be able to put in that logic. And then once that date comes, we'll put the earning statement online for the employee. We'll send out notifications with the link to our website. They can come in here, whether it be a direct deposit or a pay stub. We support both. It's a PDF. Again, they can download a copy. They can print it out. We keep current and previous year information online, meaning employees could access their 2021, ongoing 2022 pay stubs. So, no longer bothering you for those consecutive pay stubs. Right here, they can access all that information. I can also edit or set up my direct deposit in W-4 information. So, if I want to set up a new bank account, delete a bank account, split up my pay, I can come in here and I could fill out new information. Same thing with like the W-4 form. If I lost a dependent, gained a dependent, and change allowances, I can change that information. So the example of like W-4 form or the direct deposit. So show me what I have in file, and from there, I can remove or add new information. This is also where they can get their tax forms at year end. So again, we can post both the W-2 as well as the 1095 receipt tax form at year end. Here's the document section. So here we can start with documents. So even past onboarding, you can continuously upload documents, and put due dates on them. So here are an example of some upcoming documents. I have a new policy I need to look at and fill out, or maybe you've updated an existing document that needs to be completed again. The employee can come in here, they can see what's due. You're able to track progress from an admin side, so you can see the status of documents, who's completed what. If anything does go past a certain due date, we can send notifications, to all the parties. They also have access to a document library. So here they can access every document you've ever uploaded to them. And not every document requires action item. If you'd like to upload a reference document of, say, the company pay schedule or holiday schedule, just some frequently asked questions, then that way you can just refer employees to Greenshades Online to get the information they need. So here I can, scroll down or filter or, find a document, whatever document I'm looking for. We do offer an expense reporting module. So this is very nice for any employers out there that have employees, fill in expenses on a regular basis. So you're able to create the expense payroll codes in GP. You'll do some mapping on our site and create different expense templates, and then give access to those templates to whatever employees you'd like to. So the employee can come in here, they can see what they have access to. And basically you're creating subcategories and categories within that for the employee to access. So here's an example of like some transportation. So if I choose mileage, we do calculate mileage. So you're able to put in your mileage reimbursement rate, we'll calculate it. They can add images, so whether it's a receipt or like a picture of their odometer in this case. It works really well with our mobile app. If you have an employee out to client dinner, they can take a picture right at the table of the receipt. That way you don't have to worry about lost receipts or anything like that. So the employee simply comes in here, whatever fields are required, we'll notate, they'll put in the information, they can check whether it's being reimbursable or not. So whether, it goes on the company credit card, they just need to report it, or they need a reimbursement check, and then they can fill out their expenses in real time, and also save as a draft. That way, they don't have to come back to the office, spend 2 hours of their time filling out expense report. They can complete this information as they go around the mobile app. And then here we have employee evaluations. So you're able to create your evaluations on our site. We do all the evaluation tracking. We have trends and reporting. So right here, I could look at, as an employee, how I'm trending over historical evaluation periods, whether it be the overall score or a specific category. I can see my most recent evaluation. If you want, you can show your next employee evaluation, so you can see kind of the criteria that are being judged on. And down below would be kind of the historic evaluation. So it's fairly easy to create and set up. Basically, you're creating the categories, whatever question that would be. You can create whatever grading scale, minimum, maximum values you want to use. We can do weighted calculations. So if one category is more important than the other, we can do a weighted overall score. Managers have area to write feedbacks. Same thing, if there's an example of like an open evaluation, your employees could also write any sort of feedback they need. We do have an area for goals. So if there's any specific goals that need to be met, supervisors can write that. And then we also have an area for overall comments where an employee can leave that information. And those here, we have an employee management tab. Anyone designated supervisor in GP, you can give them access to this employee management tab, and then give them access to whatever modules or data you want to. So, if you want a manager to, be approving time off, you can give them access and they can approve time off. Or, you want them to be completing evaluations, managers can come in here, they can see any upcoming evals they have. It's nice to do all the tracking for you. So we tell managers when the due date is, how many days left. They're able to come in here and complete whatever information they want to. So this is an area for managers to access data or allow them to make approvals. That's part of the workflow you designed. So, maybe you want managers to have everyone's, contact information, phone numbers, birthdays. You can have access to those different types of information, and I can create like a custom Excel or PDF report from that. And then the last thing here I want to show you is our benefit piece. So we do have full benefit management here. That is including employee eligibility tracking, affordable care tracking as well, employee enrollment, and then from there we have the ability to create enrollment reports for your providers or build direct EDI feeds to get the information over to them. So from an employee perspective, I can come in here, I can see what currently enrolled in, here's some pending elections, and then what I'm actually eligible for. You can see I have retirement open. I want to let my employee update their 401k contributions whenever they like, but some require enrollment events. You probably don't want them to opt in and out of health insurance whenever they want to. So here I'm going to lock that down for an enrollment event. That would be, qualifying life event, open enrollment, or, based on your eligibility packages, whatever that eligibility threshold is. So let's say an employee goes to a qualifying life event. Well, here I'll claim that. You're able to dictate your QLE list. So whatever you find acceptable as that qualifying life event, you can put in here. You can provide instructions. So, if you require birth certificates, marriage license, whatever kind of documentation you'd like, you can instruct employees you need that, and here the employees can upload that documentation. And then here, I'll just see everything I'm actually eligible for, and I can make my enrollment choice. But during open enrollment, we can put a waive coverage option. That way, employees have to read through the plans, and then from there, they can either enroll or waive coverage, and you have proof that they waive that coverage. If I look at health insurance, I'll come to an enrollment. I can see all the different plans I'm eligible for. If I click more information, it brings up kind of a detailed list. So I can see my allowances, premiums, deductibles. As I scroll, children or spouses, what those costs would be to me. I can compare all the plans side by side. So it's really nice to just look at all the plans side by side. And from there, I can make my choice. And then you can also attach the PDF booklets from your providers. So I can look at kind of a benefit summary plan right here. Now, once I figure out what plan is best for me, then I'll come in here and I'll just choose kind of the coverage level of who I want to include, whether it's spouse or children or whoever it be. So that's everything from the employee side of things. Here I'll go back to the admin page. So I showed you new hire, but this is kind of the employee management center. So this is where everything will be coming through for you. So the first up here, we have kind of a nice general employee list builder. So I have all these different columns here I can choose from to build out a Excel or PDF report. Say I want to look at everyone's birthday in a specific location or department, I can filter down to that and build out a custom Excel report. I'd set my organization chart. We do have a message and bulletin section. So if you'd like to create a bulletin board, attach links to outside websites or, pass along knowledge or some messages to groups of employees, you can. And all these red bubbles are really just kind of notifying you something requires your attention that you need to review and approve or deny. Again, we do send out notifications. So here is an example of a profile change. So if I come in here, I'll see all the employees who have submitted something to update their HR profile, whether it be address changes, personal information. So here I am, I'll come in here, I'll review the information. Here's what I currently have on file. So here's what I currently have on, and then here's what I'm requesting a change for. And I can approve everything, or if something looks off, I can approve certain fields, deny others. I can also send it back with comments. If I'd like to deny it, send it back with comments to employee. I can certainly do that. Here is the benefit section. So like I said, we do all the eligibility tracking. So you're able to set up your different packages, your different eligibility rules. We'll do all the tracking, whether it be 90 days for new hire, or maybe an employee has been, their positions changed from hourly to supervisor. We'll pick up that data in GP, and then here we'll alert the admin, who can then review, what the eligibility change is. And I can approve it, and it notifies the employee that now, eligible for benefits or a new benefit plan. We also do all the affordable tracking and compliance through here. So you'll set up your measurement stability periods. From there, we'll just read the payroll data in GP and kind of simplify the ACA for you. So, we can show you how compliant you're being. Is the healthcare considered affordable? Are employees hitting full-time status? Do you need to offer them health insurance soon? We can show you trending reports, when we think they'll hit full-time status. So kind of on these quick, easy dashboards, you can simplify the ACA, show you that monthly coverage detail here. At the end of the year, we'll actually create the 1095-C tax form for you, and it will have all the correct offering codes, all the monthly offering codes. You don't have to worry about that yourself. Some other things here, open enrollment. So here I can track open enrollment progress. So it's a nice kind of view to show you what your employees are up to during open enrollment. So you can see, who's completed, who's not started, who's still in progress. I can send reminders to employees, those employees X amount of days out that haven't started or had completed it. I can review all my elections, approve them as needed. Same thing kind of on the qualifying life event side. Here we have some nice eligibility enrollment reports. So this is how you can get information over to your provider. So I can come in here, I can create a new report. Whether it's a specific benefit or all benefits, it's flexible that way. I can choose whatever format my provider needs it in. So Excel, plain text, CSV. Then all you have to do is drag and drop whatever information that provider is looking for. And I can save it as a template. That way I can just keep generating new reports based on the template I built out, instead of having to build out this report, on a weekly basis. We do provide EDI feeds if you'd like for health, dental, and vision. We can provide a direct connection to those provider websites. Here's our document section. So, say employees have submitted a document, you're gonna get notified. You come in here, and then you're able to approve that document. So here's like a direct deposit. I can come in here, I can see that, this routing number is verified. I can add it as a pre-note. That way it syncs to GP. It prompts GP to run the pre-note process. And if there was an image here, if the employee uploaded an image, I can view that. This is a nice report for you to be able to track documents. So say you uploaded, your employee handbook. You want to see all the employees who have, completed it. So I can go to that document, and then from there I could look at, employees that have not started, submitted it for review. Maybe it's on a manager for review, and you notify the manager to accept. You can kind of run a status report for all your different documents you upload. If you ever go through any sort of audit or want to export information, right here we have the ability to do a batch download. So maybe you want to go through an audit, you need everyone's I-9 for the last 3 years. instead of having to go by every employee's account one by one download, I can just do one big batch download of everyone's forms. Same thing here, it's really just an area for you to make approvals, run reports, evaluation, expense reports. We have some performance trend reports, so I can see how employees are trending, or what's a common thing among my expense reporting. So this is really just the employee management center at year end. Once you close out year end wage file in GP for W-2s, or how we do 1095-C tracking, whether it be a GP or through us or an outside vendor, we can import information. You can handle all your year-end processes, creating the forms, getting them out to employees electronically online. We have our own print and mail service, so if you want us to print and mail, we can. And then, of course, I think a lot of you already use us. We have full electronic filing for taxes. So year-end taxes, quarterly, state withholding, unemployment. We even do things like, the 1095-C filing, 1099s, EEO reporting, new hire reporting. So we have a lot of kind of payroll employee-based reports where we can create the e-file, so just from the information stored in GP, and then from there you can electronically file it to whatever agency you need to. So we have about 20 minutes left. I think I really covered everything I need to. We do recently unveiled, I don't have it available in this workspace, we do have a certification module. So we do have an area for you to track certifications, license. It does vaccine tracking, if the Supreme Court overturns their decision on the mandate. So we do have an area for employees or admins to set up certifications, license, collect documents, and from there do the tracking, when they expire and notifying parties. So we do have that module available. Other than that, I've kind of given you a high-level overview of everything. So I'll stick around for some questions here, but I think before I answer any questions, we have a poll we're going to launch. So if you can just take a quick minute and answer this poll. Okay, appreciate everyone for answering that poll for us. So right now, I just really have one question here. Someone's asking if it's integrated with GP, with CSA. So we read all the data within GP. We're mainly focused on the payroll side, but if you do use GPHR, we have access to all those tables. You don't have to be using GPHR. So if you just use the payroll side of GP, we can push and pull from that side. It will just kind of maybe affect some of the benefit setup if you're not using the HR side of things. But perfectly fine just to use GP payroll. Yep, we're totally integrated by a directional feed. All right, does anyone else have any questions for me? If you do, go ahead and type them. Okay, doesn't look like we have any questions. So if that's the case, I don't know, Jeff or Mandy, if you have anything to add. Otherwise, I think we're done here.
Well, thank everybody for attending. If you have questions for me, feel free to email me and I'll call you and we'll discuss. And if you guys want a quote, just email me and let me know, and I'll get with Will and he'll get Joey the information he needs to give y'all a quote. And there is a handout attached to this webinar too, in case you want a brochure to look at later. But yeah, if you guys need me, just let me know. But this is a lot more. It does a lot more than what Email Suite does, and you get more bang for your buck for sure. So this is the route that I'd really like for us to go as time moves forward.
Great, appreciate that, Jeff. Well, I think we can go ahead and close down. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.